All right. President Kamala Harris, AKA. I want to address this today.
Being halftime in America. We're a touchdown down, and I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind.
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walls right now.
Talk about it being halftime in America. We're a touchdown down, and I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind.
Now, Kamala Harris is a Democrat running for office, but she's also, the current vice president. So if America is down at halftime, who's responsible for this?
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walls right now. I'm looking at Coach Walls.
Like I have white guy tacos and
What is that, like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
Pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's a...
White guy tacos and black tacos. All identity politics.
White guy tacos and
what is that, like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
Pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's okay. Do you put any flavor in it?
No. Here's the deal. No, they said to be careful and let her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota,
I'm the first vice president, I believe, who has ever grown chili peppers.
Well, trying to expand my food knowledge.
We've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So... I called you, Tim.
Maybe we wouldn't have to.
I called you, Tim.
Yes.
You didn't answer, Tim.
I know.
What happened?
The most important call of my life. It popped up, and we didn't recognize the caller ID. It went to voicemail.
Hi, this is Jim. I'm not able to answer.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, Tim, it's Carla. I really want to talk to you.
It is an amazing privilege for me. Also, I'm excited. I just want to be part of the excitement that you're generating.
Well, we're doing it together, buddy.
Fun.
We're doing it together. How have these last couple of days been for you?
I can see where the energy comes. America is a hopeful country.
Indeed.
People are excited.
In every one of those groups of thousands, sometimes over 10,000 people, you've seen exactly who we are as America.
Yeah.
People from rural areas, urban areas, of every stripe and size and background. This is who we are as America, and we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And in this campaign, the only way we win is to keep the pedal to the metal for these next many, many days that we have.
All right. I want to figure out when she says we are not going to go back. I want to figure out, go back to what?
These extremists want to take us back, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
This is her speaking at the Zeta Phi Beta sorority at their Grand Boulé in Indiana.
These extremists want to take us back, but we are not going back. We are not going back. is a fight for the future. And ours is a fight for freedom.
Freedom from what? Like, what is she bound by? What is the bondage? And she's the current vice president. So we're not going back to what? Back to Biden? Like, what are we escaping from? I'm very curious. I want to see this rally. This is Arizona.
Kayak. Why do people use kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites at once? I don't.
Thank you all so very much. Oh, it is good to be back. Let me just say, let me just start by thanking everyone who is here. Thank you all so very much. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We are going to do this. Thank all of the incredible leaders who are here, including Congressman Greg Stanton, your next United States Senator, Congressman Ruben Gallego, and my dear friend, United States Senator Mark Kelly. And let me just say, as Arizona knows, Mark is an extraordinary leader who has dedicated his life to the service of our nation as a fighter pilot, as an astronaut, and as a member of the United States Congress. And he has given so much to our country. He always fights for the people of Arizona. And I am so grateful, Mark, for your friendship and your leadership. Is phenomenal Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. There are also an incredible group of mayors with us today. Mayor Kate Gallego, Mayor Corey Woods, and Arizona co-chair of Republicans for Harris, Mayor John Giles. So today, I also bring greetings from our incredible President, Joe Biden. deeply grateful for his lifetime of service to our nation, and we thank Joe Biden each and every day for all he is and all he has done and all he has yet to do. Let us thank him always. So, Arizona, this has been a big week. On Monday, I officially became the Democratic nominee for President of the United States. And on Tuesday, I announced my running mate in this campaign, Governor Tim Walz. And as you all just heard, Tim has a great record as governor of the great state of Minnesota. And to those who know him best, Tim goes by a few more titles besides governor. To his wife, Gwen, thank you. So Tim, we know him by governor, but you'll soon get to know his wife Gwen, to whom, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Here's the thing. We are all in here together. I'm told an extraordinary number of folks who are here together because we love our country. We're here to fight for our democracy. Which includes respecting the voices that I think that we are hearing from. And let me just say this on topic of what I think I'm hearing over there. Let me just speak to that for a moment, and then I'm going to get back to the business at hand. So let me say, I have been clear. Now is the time to get a ceasefire deal and get the hostage deal done. Now is the time. And the president and I are working around the clock every day to get that ceasefire deal done and bring the hostages home. So I respect your voices, but we are here to now talk about this race in 2024. So, Tim Walz. So let's just say this. Besides being governor, the thing I've come to learn about Tim Walz that you have known and may learn more, he's an extraordinary person. He's known by many titles. To his wife, Gwen, he is husband. To his kids, Hope and Gus, he is dad. To the people of southern Minnesota for 12 years, he was congressman. To his former high school students, he was Mr. Walz. And to his former high school football players, he was coach. Will know Coach Walz by a new title. Vice President of the United States. So it's so good to be back in Arizona, and I thank you all for turning out today. This is an extraordinary thing. And Arizona, I'll also say this, as exciting as this is, we cannot lose sight of a really important fact. We are definitely running as the underdog. We are the underdog. We are out in great numbers, but we got a lot of work to do.
Isn't it great when two good things come?
I just can't even listen anymore of that because I just spent, I don't know how long. I don't even know what that was. Like, where's the speech at? Oh, that's right. I can curse on here. All right. I'm going to go back.
Exciting and
Fast forward. Because at some point, she's got to be saying something meaningful, right? So let's go 10 more minutes in, 18 minutes in.
we will win. And part of why we are going to win is because we remember and we are smart and we know what's happening and we're not falling for the gaslighting and we're not falling for the okie doke. That's why. So look, America has tried so many of those failed policies before, and like we all know, we're not going back. We will move forward and take on the biggest issues facing our nation. For example, the issue of immigration. So I was Attorney General of a border state. I went after the transnational gangs, the drug cartels, and human traffickers. I prosecuted them in case after case, and I won. So I know what I'm talking about. We know our immigration system is broken, and we know what it takes to fix it. Comprehensive reform that includes strong border security and an earned pathway to citizenship. But Donald Trump does not want to fix this problem. Be clear about that. He has no interest or desire to actually fix the problem. He talks a big game about border security, but he does not walk the walk.
Or as my friend Quavo likes to say, he doesn't walk it like he talks it. I want to see if she say that again.
This year,
Oh.
everybody here knows, earlier this year we had a chance to pass the toughest bipartisan border security bill in decades. But Donald Trump tanked the deal. Because he thought by doing that it would help him win an election. But when I am president, I will sign the bill. So Arizona, ours is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom. Across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault against hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights. The freedom to vote, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do.
Look how loud they got for that. So that's what this all is. It's identity politics. You know, she's selling, pro-choice, I guess. She's selling that she's black. And she's selling that she's an AKA. Now, I'm ready to buy that. frustrated by that. I don't remember Obama being in a fraternity. So this would be interesting to see somebody be in a sorority and be in this high of a position. AKA Sisters in Philadelphia celebrate Kamala Harris. Oh.
With Kamala Harris. Why do you have Miralax if you don't get constipated?
It's literally how I've been friends. And a couple others.
With Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket, the presidential race has reset, but how much has it reset in terms of the gender gap among voters? That is what our Harry Anton has been looking at for you this morning, and he's here with us now. So set the scene. How are men and women responding to Harris? What's the big reason why Harris is gaining in the polls?
Yeah, all right. It's the gender gap. It's something we've spoken about in politics for a long period of time, and we're really seeing it here. All right, let's take a look at the national polls first. This is Democrat versus Trump margin, and I want to point out this is average across the same pollsters. Look at Biden versus Trump, women and men. What we see is the gender gap is working in Donald Trump's advantage. He holds a 9-point advantage among men against Joe Biden, and Joe Biden only held a full 4-point advantage among women. But take a look now. Look at how the race has changed. Instead of having a 4-point advantage among women as Biden did, look at Harris's advantage. It leaps up to 11 points. In fact, men haven't changed their voting patterns at all, at least in the national polls. A 9-point advantage for Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, a 9-point advantage against Kamala Harris. What has occurred is women voters are flocking to the Democratic ticket. Look at that. Look at that. 4 points versus 11 points. That is the reason that Kamala Harris has turned this race around.
You said this is nationally, right?
This is national.
So what about in swing states?
What's going on in the swing states? So let's take a look at those Great Lake battleground states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. This is among registered voters. What do we see here? It's a very similar picture. Biden versus Trump, women. Biden has a larger advantage in those Great Lake battleground states, according to those New York Times and college polls, at 10 points. But again, that surge among women, we're seeing the same thing in those battleground states as we saw nationally. Kamala Harris up 17 points among women. Men, very little change. Donald Trump doing a little bit worse, but still a very clear advantage. But the same story in the swing states as we see nationally. The gender gap was working for Donald Trump against Joe Biden, and now it's working against him against Kamala Harris.
Is this the same, smaller, or bigger than? Can you put it in context? I mean, is it the same that we normally see?
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look. Let's go through time, particularly here. All right. This is the Democrat versus the Republican for president. Again, these are these key Great Lake battleground states: Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. 2020 and 2016 are final. These are the exit polls. Yeah. 2024 is now. Look at the women margin. Look at what's going on here. Look how much better Kamala Harris is doing among women voters. There was 11 points Hillary Clinton back in 2016, 13 points in 2020. Look at this margin now, 17 points. Interestingly, the gender gap becoming wider over time. It's much wider this year than what we're normally expecting. Because, in fact, Donald Trump is winning men voters by 15 points. That's better than he did in 2020 in these same states, and it's even better than he did in 2016, although just slightly better. But the bottom line here is Kamala Harris is winning this race right now, at least in these key battleground states, because of what she's doing with women voters. Women voters are energized, and is the reason that Kamala Harris turned a deficit that Joe Biden had into a lead.
And also, just really quick, we're talking about we do not know, because there's a lot that goes into it, that this is because she's a woman. It's just their support for her.
Correct.
Now, the whole past 3 minutes, it was women, women, women. Now, I don't know. You know, who could take any of this shit seriously? I want to get a little bit of this AKA shit, then we'll be done.
Good morning, my sorors. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Oh, my heart is full. Supreme Basileus, Danette, Anthony Reed, thank you for your leadership, your kind words, your friendship, and all that you do. To the members of the Directorate, to my dear friend Dr. Glenda Glover, and to all Supreme Bacilli, thank you for your years of leadership and mentorship. To my line sisters, the 38 jewels of iridescent splendor. Oh, you are such an incredible part of my journey, and I love you guys. Thank you for being here.
I think we're in a New Heights commercial. Want to skip it?
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. It is an honor and a joy to be with you today. Before I begin, I will say a few words on Hurricane Beryl. Our hearts, of course, are with the millions of Texans who are facing the devastating impact of the storm, and all those who There is so much at stake in this moment, including last week, when the Supreme Court basically told this individual, who has been convicted of fraud, that going forward he will be immune for activity we know he is prepared to engage in if he gets back into the White House. Consider, Donald Trump has openly vowed, if re-elected, he'll be a dictator on day one. That he will weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. Round up peaceful protesters and throw them out of our country. And even, and I quote, terminate the United States Constitution. What's more, Trump advisors have created a 900-page blueprint of their agenda for the second term. They call it Project 2025. It includes a plan to cut Social Security, to repeal our $35 cap on insulin, to eliminate the Department of Education and end programs like Head Start. So let us be clear. This represents an outright attack on our children, our families, and our future. And all of this is to say, I do believe this is the most existential, consequential, and important election of our lifetimes. Sorors, this is a serious matter. And so in this moment, once again, our nation is counting on the leaders in this room to guide us forward, to energize, organize, and mobilize, to register folks to vote, and to get them to the polls in November. Because
God, I can't take any more of this bullshit. I might be done with this Kamala Harris shit. Like, if y'all really gonna go and vote for this, you know, just what you do. But I'm going and searching even to find anything of relevance to talk about. And it's just all identity politics. You know, but maybe I gotta wait on the great debate. We'll end it here. Popeyes has a bigger box for $20 fucking.
Welcome to the Neighborhood.
Wayfair vibe at our place is Western.
Harris's career spans back to her days as a prosecutor in California, and as two of her fellow sorority sisters shared with me this evening, the vice president has a proven track record that's prepared her for this very moment.
Before she became the first woman, first Black, and first South Asian American to serve as Vice President of the United States,
We did it. We did it, Joe.
Kamala Harris was already breaking barriers. In 2003, she won San Francisco's district attorney race, the first woman and person of color to hold the office. She then continued to blaze that same trail as California's attorney general, then made history again as the state's first Black senator.
I'll repeat the question. Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now.
Louisiana just passed a law for any pedophiles, males only, if they're caught, that their testicles can be removed. Hold on. And I'm not even a politician, and I got it caught up right there. Louisiana law, testicles. Now, all the time for this shit, you just want to take all day. Come on. Louisiana. Louisiana is now the first state to allow surgical castration to be used as a punishment for sex crimes under a new law signed by Republican Governor Jeff Landry. This law, which will go into effect August 1st, allows judges to order people found guilty of certain sex crimes against minors to undergo surgical castration. And this would also affect the woman, the removal of her ovaries. Interesting.
This is a strong Black woman, and she can hold her own, and she is going to stand
She's going to stand 10 toes down.
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.
This is a strong Black woman.
Evelyn Sample Oates from Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority.
And she can hold her own, and she is going to stand 10 toes down on what she believes in. She's going to be very vocal about it.
Evelyn Sample Oates met Harris during their college years in D.C., where they became members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
She knows the issues. She knows the things that we have to fight for as Americans, and she knows what we need. She represents us. Always been a very good, compassionate person, big vision, hard worker. The kind of person that you want on your team.
Another sorority sister, Reverend Lorena Marshall Blake, says Harris demonstrated her rigor and experience while vying for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2020.
She may not have all the answers, but guess what? I believe she's ready to be ready.
Earlier this month, Madam VP spoke at the sorority's national conference in Dallas, where some say she appeared very presidential in front of the crowd of more than 20,000 women.
The Divine Nine got behind Kamala. The Divine Nine are going to be there.
We were all on our feet cheering and screaming for her. So I think that's what's going to happen to the country now. We're all going to be up on our feet. We're going to stroll to the polls, and we're going to vote on election day and make her the next president.